Hello. Hello. Hello, everybody. How can you hear me? We're just testing out. Is anyone shout out in the chat if you can hear me and you can see a black screen? Oh boy, there's a huge delay. Yay! All right, everybody, sit back, relax, and pretend that this is the start.
Welcome everybody to the Hallozeve 2023 video event, where you can join in via the live chat. We will be hearing from Zinesters, Liz, 8 friend of Dorothy, BluRaven C Houvener, and a Papij, Maja Pedersen, plus a bunch more things. Let's start the show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hallozene. Hallozene Eve 2023. There's a bit of change of plans. We're going to live cross to some people, to Alex. That's not working. Still having some technical difficulties. Oh. Okay. Okay. Everything's going good. We're live. Beck and Kate are here. I'm just trying to prove that we're doing it live this time. Yeah, how's everyone doing? My whole plans have messed up, so it's going to be me and some videos, and that's it. So I'm thinking it's going to be, let's say, about an hour. Yeah, if you chat out in the chat the entire time. Also, if let us know what you're working on. Are you up stapling? Are you folding? Are you still assembling? Maybe you're putting together your costume for tomorrow. Let us know. I'm just gonna jump straight into that. Let's just go straight to the videos, eh? All right.
Welcome everybody.
Bonjour.
Right. Bonjour.
J'appelle. My favorite memory of a Hallozine zine fair, though, I was thinking about it. My favorite memory of zine fairs is how I just break into places. And by break in, I just like to have a look around.
Have a little tour.
Yeah, exactly. But at the sea fairs, are we allowed to put this in? It might need to be redacted. But they left the stage underneath the stage opened. So I went in, and there was like, and then also a prop room, and there was like a pirate treasure chest, and there was a whole lot of cool pirate themed things, which was still Halloween related, but it was just very fun. And then another time I went up a flight of stairs and onto this courtyard, and there was a dead baby bird there.
Ah, gross.
It's a great time. I quite like how it's a little calm moment. I love it as a zine fair. It's so nice because zine fair number 1, which is at the start of the year, first with the photocopier, so
Valentine's
scary.
Day?
It's so big. Yeah, the love fair. It's too much. It's 2 days worth of love, and I can't handle like half an hour of love, so it's too much. And then Hallozene's like spook. It's just 5 hours of spook in a building that's cool. I mean, Meat Market's cool, but it's just like a quarter of it, and I like how it feels. I have a zine fair idea that it would be fun, and it would be at Brunswick Ballroom because it's a lovely space. Upstairs, there's a stage with a staircase, and then like a big, massive area. It's wheelchair accessible. But I'm like, I want to run a zine fair that's like a DIY music / zine fair. So everyone who makes their own merchandise and tapes and all that shit, and also makes zines, and then we just have bands playing the entire day. So I want it to, that's my zine fair. I don't know any other venues, but I want it to be Mission. I mean, oh, what about a jail? I mean, the jail sucks and it represents a lot of things, but that could be a cool place to make a zine fair. It's almost like we're hanging out. You don't need friendship.
You don't need to go anywhere. You just do a video. This is lovely.
So when my not panic, but when I decided I want to go to Adelaide and I was like, I'm going to be here for Hallozine, I realized that I should make a Hallozine, because I usually do the What We're Watching, right? Where I get everyone to watch a movie and review it, and then I actually never partake in it. I just have everyone else do it. But then I didn't get around to that. So I was like, what can I do? And then I thought I'd do an Inktober. And then I was like, that's a lot. And then I opened up my drawing journals. About 80% of it is kind of like weird disfigured bodies and skeletons and ghosts. So then I put it all into a zine, and I was like, this is too sad. I don't know how to make a zine that isn't sad. And then I had the idea of drawing a really big skeleton and then printing on 2 A3 pages and then having it go on forever, but then having all the bits fold out of it. So I have all these ideas, which sound great. And I've kind of made up mock-ups of both of them. Yeah. But it's the 16th of October. What do you think I should do?
I like the skeleton
Can I show you
one.
my options and you tell me? I know this is an interview, but also it's just self-help with Alex, right?
I think what was your process with your little book room that you've made? Like, do you still have opinions about that? To expel?
I'm still doing it. I can't finish it.
Yeah.
Because I put the books in here, and I was like, that's all well and good. And I made 200 tiny books, but I've already run out of books. And I have these shelves always to fill. So I have 2 boxes.
Punishment.
I have 2 boxes down there.
Yeah.
That's not worthwhile, but it's full of all my tiny stuff.
I like the little skeleton over there.
Oh yeah, that's my big skeleton that I got from an op shop that I want to put maybe above my bed.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched Better Off Dead?
No.
It's a John Cusack film. It's, you might have. And if you had, I don't know how you forget about it, because the guy who made it when he was 25, and it has so many locations, so many fucking stunts. There's like a stunt. There's so many. I emailed him. I messaged him on Instagram, and I was like, hi, I know this is weird, but I just watched Better Off Dead, and I cannot fathom how you made a film with the amount of locations, cast, practical effects, stunts, like cars exploding at 25. I do want to just add all the tiny I have so many more things. So many more things, Alex. Look how good this is. It's the best thing I've ever made. And there's a skeleton, and it's Robert Browning, so it's all very sad and Halloweeny. That's such a good idea. Let me make a note.
Usually Hallozine, I have one fixation, and then I document the fixation, and then I have like sketchbooks full of notes, and then I just collage that into a zine. Like when I'm done. when I'm close to Hallozine, I just put that together, and then there's always something last minute where I finally figured out, like a mini, that is quite a resolved idea. And then once I smash that out in a day, that's kind of the banger. So there's the process one that I've been thinking about for months. And then there's the one day, like that was Goblin Sewing Simulator, the little flaps. That was the
That is
banger in the
such a-
day.
That's like the most popular zine. Everyone gets it from Sticky. Like it goes off. I love it.
Yeah, I like the thing of like, never own house. Why not make little house? You can make anything.
Yeah.
You have so
Yeah,
many
you
tissue
can.
boxes because of your silly little nose. So you can turn all your tissue boxes into little houses, and then you can experience home ownership. That's the real Hallozine.
Yeah, it is.
That's a crisis.
Yeah. So your Hallozine idea for me was fixation, which
Yes.
is this.
Yep.
I have the pictures, and I think, oh yeah, in this actually, I have the random drawings of me trying to use maths. Do I have all the other pieces of paper?
Mm.
And then
You just stick that together into a master, and then commentary over it.
oh yeah,
Do your
I
notes
do
over
have
it.
purple typewriter ribbon.
Mm.
I just print off all my photos, right? I wish you could. I because then I don't have to draw it. But imagine if you could print a video, so I could. What? Why are you laughing at me?
I thought
That's my dream. See, but I don't know how to do that digitally, and it's not like I'm so sorry I didn't film the videos of me making my book house on analog, so I could snip all the film. But if I had done that, I could just photocopy the film pictures. I don't think it works like that. No, I'm gonna try and make this scene, but I already feel it's too hard.
it's okay. You just got to put in that feeling onto it. You got to go. This is too hard. Next page, different thing.
I like how you're telling me how to make zines, and this is exactly how I make my zines and tell people to make zines.
Yeah, and
but
then
when
you're
you're
like,
doing it yourself, you just can't do it.
Yeah.
My front page for the other Hallozine idea was, I guess I wanted to make a zine for Hallozine, and then I didn't really make it. But here are some pictures that aren't really spooky, but they are sort of somber.
Mm.
I've gotten really into naming zines like that.
Yeah. What does a zine do, Liz?
They're just really good for like making friends and putting your just sharing your interest with people who don't care.
What sets
Or
your
can.
zines apart?
Upshot paper.
Who encouraged you to make zines?
Alex C. Clark.
What Halloweeny zines are you making?
None. I don't like Hallozine.
What are you doing for Halloween this year?
I'm going to a zine fair, which is probably going to be fine, and I'm probably going to dress as Eddie from Rocky Horror, but I'm also going to go to a gig where I dress up as a vampire version of Jane, because I'm at the perfect time, even though my hair's not out at the moment, but my hair is perfect to be Jane Lane at this current time.
What are zine fairs like where you live?
They're okay.
What's the most memorable incident to happen at a zine fair?
Breaking into places I'm not supposed to break into, and also seeing a dead bird that one time at Hallozine.
What was the last
Dying bird.
scene, what was the last scene you saw that excited you?
This one that I have an example of, it's called Practical Ways I Found Happiness, and it's basically like just 6 months of therapy that I did put into 30 years after severe depression and trauma. I didn't make this, but it was made for me, and that's why I love zines.
Who's that by?
I don't know. Oh, Rachel Thomas. They just turned up at Sticky once, along with Sensory Boxes, and they're just the best zines that I've ever seen in my life. I'll actually bring them to show you. There's fucking popping candy on the back of it.
I saw one of those on the table. I didn't read it. That's amazing.
These are the
I thought
best
that was
zines
just a
that I've
master
seen.
with the popping candy on it.
No, everyone got it.
That's amazing. What non-zine thing, Liz, is the most zines?
Community radio.
Yeah.
I'm so prepared. Yeah.
What are zines particularly good at?
Wasting paper.
Good. What have zines done for you?
See above, aka the last.
Wasting paper. everything before this. Do you want to give a history of your work with zines?
Yeah, okay, so real quick, okay, this is fun, this is fun, this is fun, this is fun, this is cute. So, I used to study in the city, and I'd go underneath the underpass, which has been my favorite since I was a kid, and I'd pass Dickie all the time, and I'd be like, wow, those people are so cool and so scary, I could never go in there. And then I was a really big fan of movies and TV, and I didn't like talking to people, and my friends were really over, because my friends didn't share my interests. Well, they did, that's me, and hopefully they don't watch this, but I have friends now that do. So I started doing weekly watching, and then I was too scared, and I had my printmaker teacher like print it off at the photocopy at school, and I'd leave 20 copies at Sticky, and then eventually after like a couple months, Beck was like, you know, you can photocopy these here, and I remember it was Beck, and then I brought one in it because I used to make my zines like 2 A4 pieces of paper stuck together, and I remember her being like, is this just two A4 pages stuck together to make A3? And I just have, and then at that time I was like, I'm probably going to end up with Beck in like a beautiful relationship, which has happened. And then I started making zines and talking to people, and I was like, wow, these people are so nice. And then Luke emailed me after a failed attempt because I had a really bad email address. And then I got to like have some artwork at the city library, which made me cry. And then I started volunteering, and I got to go to all these heritage buildings, and I got to go like interstate to Wagga Wagga. And I was like, I've never been here before. Anyway, that's my zine origin story, and it's very beautiful because I was so scared, and then I slightly got unscared, and I went from not talking to anyone to pretty much applying to be a volunteer in like the space of a month. But it had been like a lot of months beforehand, and now so now when people come in and they're scared, I'm like, no, come here, little, it's fine, it's okay. And yep. Zines. Love them. That's why I love them, because it's very nice, and you get to go to libraries, and people invite you to cool stuff, and then you get to be friends with Alexi Clark and the Hatters.
I love it.
But so one of my costume ideas for Hallozeen, which is the best costume idea ever, you wear a long coat, you put rocks in your pockets, and you constantly mist yourself so you're always damp, and you're Virginia Woolf.
Liz.
It's such a good costume idea. But I'll leave you with this joke that's on the back of my zine invitations for the zine fair, unless you need to finish up with something, probably. This is my favorite one. I got 2 favorite ones that I'm going to read you real quick. What did the grape say after it was stepped on?
I don't know. What did the grape say?
Nothing but a little wine.
Thank you, Liz.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's all right. Where can people find you on internet? Do you want them to?
You can call me on 0421.
Liz.
That was fun. That was just like hanging out with Liz, don't you reckon? I like that they were workshopping ideas at the time. What did you all like about that one? You'll be able to find Liz at Hallozeen. Also, I guess they're the sticky representative for this video. We're trying to just hang out and chat for a bit. I think there's too much of a delay for me to chat with you. But what did you like about that video? Crimes, workshopping, etc. Yeah, I'm just going to move on to the next one, I reckon. How's everyone feeling? So next up we have Charli Timms-McLean, also known as a friend of Dorothy. Hallozeen says, I like the part where I told Liz to make a zine. That was Alex. Alex is in the chat, everybody. She's been conducting all these interviews. I'll do all the thanks at the end, but let's hear it for Alex, eh? Thank you, Kate, saying that I'm doing great. All right. So next up, we have Charli Timms-McLean. Do you want to know how? Oh, Liz is in the chat. Did you hear that? Did you love it? Good job, Liz. Can't wait to see all of those zines that you obviously finished and are selling tomorrow. Okay, next video.
So my name is Charli Timms-McLean. I go by the artist pseudonym of a friend of Dorothy. If you know, you know. My Instagram is at a friend of Dorothy with little full stops in between every word, just to make life a little more tricky. Um, if you find any of my work that you want to purchase, I have an Etsy that I believe is a friend of Dorothy art. Pretty sure. I have been making zines since 2016, maybe.
Nice.
Don't know how long that is because I
Yeah.
think time is quite a construct. Sorry, my cat is.
There's a cat.
There's 3.
Oh, good. Amazing.
No, it's okay. Come on. So the zines I make are a bit out there. This is one of my more popular ones. Nuns just want to
Yeah.
have fun.
Nice.
Where it's just a collection of drawings that I did of nuns having fun, smoking, drinking, skiing.
Yeah.
I think the last page is a nun on a moped. We run the zine fairs at TBH Studios, which used to be called Fear,
Yeah.
and we get quite a few people. It's really great.
Oh, nice. You've done stuff about like the Catholic system, like growing up in that and then coming out of it. I think I've done
Yeah.
zines similar. Like,
I've practically made a whole career based on having PTSD from
Yep.
going to a Hillsong school.
Hillsong. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely interesting.
Yeah.
I think a big part of my practice is using my lived experience as a way to regain my voice as a
Mm.
survivor
Mm.
through art, especially. It's practically the one thing I know how to do, so that's
Yep.
how I kind of channel all of my interests.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think being able to connect with other people who have had similar experiences to me and also are survivors has been the highlight of my art career as well as my Zen career, because I've had quite a lot of amazing conversations with people with similar stories at zine fairs and markets. Zine markets and zine fairs and just any social outing where you are, constantly talking is very overstimulating. So being able to just say, here, this is what I want to say is very helpful.
I love it. I do mostly illustration, and then sometimes I do like history research whole things, like hyper focus things, and then like someone will read it and come back and go, "Oh, I love that topic. Do you want to talk about that?" And I'm like, "I made a zine about it, so I've forgotten." So it's all in the zine now. Like,
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
it.
it's great. Honestly, it's practically my Rolodex of thoughts and feelings. I can just be like, what was I feeling at that point? And I just look, oh, there's a zine about it.
It's done.
Yeah.
When Thunderstorm Asthma happened, and
Mm.
they were having a debrief session. It was like info, and they were trying to figure out a year out from that what was happening. And then I was mentioning making a zine about that to someone, and they were a therapist, and they were saying that zine making is one of their like standard practices now, where it's like, yeah, just articulate the experience, whatever it is that does the circles in your head, and then get it to be outside of your head, and it can do the circles there. Like,
It's honestly, I think zines are such a universal medium. I learnt zines through an amazing woman. You might actually know her from being from Sydney, Jodie Dorman.
oh, I've never heard of her. What did she do?
So she was my art teacher back a while ago.
Yeah.
And then she became my friend. She's helped me through so much, and we unfortunately lost her in 2021, I believe. I've actually got a tattoo of her on my chest.
Aww. Aww.
I
That's very
drew
sweet.
a picture of her when she passed away because I wanted to get a tattoo of her because she's done so much for me.
Yeah.
And yeah, she was like the zine queen
Yeah.
back home. She introduced me to zines, taught me everything I knew, gave me a lot of amazing opportunities.
Mm.
So I'm very, very glad for her because without her, I probably would be making zines, just not to the same extent.
Yeah. So are you making anything for this Halloweeny zine season?
Yeah, I've got quite a few zines in the works.
Nice.
I've got a whole folder of my ideas that I've got to make.
Yeah.
One highlight, I think, is horror movie killers that I think would be bottoms.
Ah, yeah.
So just really not serious and stupid stuff to, make people laugh or make
Yeah.
myself laugh and hopefully other people laugh. I traditionally do these kind of I'm not sure what the size would be, but it comes from an A4
Sorry, I just
size.
gay icons of the Mushroom Kingdom. Amazing.
Oh yeah, this is actually one of mine that has sold surprisingly well. I again just made it because I thought it was funny.
Yep. It sounds
But
great.
yeah, it's sold like surprisingly well. Was very happy with that, and I've got a toad that just says "gay rights" at the end. I think zines have such a rich history that with this, new wave of zine makers, the popularity of zines kind of spiking up again, I think sometimes that history can get lost a little bit. In Ballarat, especially, there's a lot of zine makers that aren't aware of the history through the Riot Girl movement and how useful zines were to create crucial information without having the overbearing consumerism from advertisers and stuff, being able to self-publish. And I think that's a big point that I kind of try and get through when I teach my zine workshops. The history of zines being not made for profit is definitely a really important one, just in every kind of aspect of an artist's career, because I think in today's day and age we have so much talk of money that sometimes it's just nice to make something that you don't think is going to pay your rent.
Yeah. When you're trying to make something for profit and having to calibrate it to whatever the majority share of a readership is, and it's like that's not what a lot of the best zines are. It's like, this is my niche interest for a niche person, and I hope it gets to them. First time somebody said that zines aren't for profit, I was like, if you're bad at it. But like, I just done one zine and it was really popular, and I was like, I'm going to be like this forever. And it's like, no. that was because you were a fascinating 20-year-old and you told everyone you ever met about zines.
It's a really great way for especially younger kids to start their journey into the art collecting world and the art world in general. I think it's a really great kind of opening point for a lot of that.
I love that you get to meet the zine maker at these things, and then you have those people who, like, some people have a really big artistic practice, they have their exhibitions, and then they come to the zine fair and they've got the $1 mini, like, so you can get that one thing of them. It's like amazing. Yes. Like when somebody makes zines, it's in a medium that's cheap to reproduce. And I've just started seeing zine makers who find out about zines from like TikTok or videos, but they don't have access to photocopiers because not everyone works in an office. Fewer people work in offices now. And then the photocopier is less likely to be unmanned or doesn't have like an automatic payment system. So like they're making it with like the cheapest inkjet, I guess, or I think the thing that got me was that somebody was showing a like Clip Studio or Procreate way to make things look photocopied, and that blew my mind. Like that now it's like an aesthetic to be emulated. It's not a part of the process.
It is still definitely a part of my process. I think it may be a budget thing.
Yeah. Like as long as photocopying is cheap, it's going to be part of it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
What are your plans for Halloween this year?
Well, obviously, attending the Hallozene event.
Exciting.
Sneaky plug.
Yep.
But I think just using Halloween as a way to kind of market and stuff. It's a
Mm.
really boring answer, but it's the boring part of being a full-time artist is
Yep.
marketing. Um, Especially queer people like myself. We love Halloween. It is like our Christmas.
Mhm.
Pride and Halloween are my busiest times of the year.
Yeah. Do you reckon there are other mediums that have a similar potential to zines?
Yeah, I have. I did a mini exhibition in TBH studio, and for it, instead of making a really expensive catalog of all the works, I created a zine and had
Oh,
those on offer, and that way, the exhibition has been able to be like, even after it's finished, I can be like, have a look at what was, the selected pieces. So yeah, creating like it's called Y2Gay.
wonderful.
Yeah, just creating like a collection of stuff, like a catalog you get in the exhibition, has been really fun way to incorporate zines. I've also made a collection of uh, lino prints into a zine. Not sure if I'm able to show the name, depending on how PG this is.
I don't know. We can put a thing over it if you want. Yeah. Oh, it's already censored.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, being able to create like a collection of the learner cards that I've done.
Yeah.
Again, creating a way for if anyone is, wanting
Cute.
to buy one of these but can't afford them,
Yeah.
there's a way to grab them.
Yeah.
I also work with Frolic Festival down here in Ballarat as a
Yeah.
co-director, and I'm really keen to, you know, talk to everyone about creating like zines as a marketing kind of
Mm.
implement through Ballarat. A free zine that gives you a rundown of the festival's events
Mm.
and the times and the dates and all the important information. I think it's a cute collectible. It's a cute
Yeah.
way to get information out. Like zines just have unlimitless possibilities.
I,
It's one of my friends, Lauren Matthews, she created a zine that was a kind of guide to craftivism, and with a lot of really key information about the craftivism movement and its place in art, as well as a guide to creating what are they called, needle points.
oh yeah.
Um, yeah, it was a really good mix of stuff, and it kind of coincided with her workshop she was teaching. It was, I think it's Sit and Stitch is the
Mm.
name,
Mm.
where it's like kind of a group comes together. You get supplies, you make all of your craft stuff that you're working on.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, it kind of zines are a great way to kind of boost other things you're doing in your career, as
Mm.
well as just implementing a cost-effective way to increase, marketing opportunities.
Yeah.
I think it's very versatile.
When I started out, and it was because I just done illustration at TAFE, and all of that was about build your brand, have a really consistent sort of idea, and then through going to zine fairs, you realize that a lot of artists have many artistic practices, usually
Yeah,
have some kind of day job. Um, like there's a lot of things going on, and all of it is quite interesting. And then, yeah, it's just them finding out what medium of the season they're going to focus on to make money, or like
yeah.
what medium they're going to focus on to articulate what they're focused on. Like they've got a lot of things at their disposal, and I think zine fairs let you understand a bit that being an artist doesn't have to be know what you're about, be good at it. It's like it's fine, it's journey.
Exactly. I think in my art practice, I have like a good too many mediums I work in,
Yeah.
and it's almost like I transform myself into a completely different person between like all of them. There's still, a collection of, psychotic things that I do throughout. Like the lino cut that's behind me of
Oh,
me
beautiful.
before I transitioned
Okay.
as the Virgin Mary, and I called it the Virgin Fairy.
Oh, cute.
Um,
I like I've been seeing more people getting into doing their own recycled paper, and a lot of
mm,
people who are keen on destroying their work get to just feed that back into it. Like just put that in the blender, and then the old
yeah.
work doesn't have to go in the bin. It's the new work now. It's just part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty well versed with that kind of stuff because I am the type of person who, if there is a pretty box, I will find a purpose for it.
Yep.
It is not anything that I need to keep, but I feel like I would be, you know, ruining my life if I didn't keep this really pretty box and use it for art storage.
I love how like one of the criteria for pretty box is unusual shape, which when you have the collection of pretty boxes, none of them stack well because they're all a weird shape.
Yeah.
Oh, have you seen the ones where it's crafters who sign up to finish deceased people's craft projects? So it's like
No,
when
that's
somebody
amazing.
inherits the estate of a crafter, and then there's like jumpers that are half finished or cross stitches,
Hmm.
and they can go on this group and find someone who's proficient in that medium, and they'll finish it. And it's like,
Hmm.
oh, you don't have to hold on
That's
to
so
your
amazing.
precious memories that are like a weird thing. You can have the finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was nice.
That's all. Oh, that's so sweet as well. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. So there was one scene that I wanted to do that was Barbie goes to court. I wanted to create a story of Barbie getting charged for public intoxication and going to court for it.
Wonderful.
Um, a Miss Piggy zine, Polly Pocket strip club zine.
Oh,
Um, things I will do when I get boobs zine.
yes.
Still need to make that.
Yeah.
This zine won't pay the bills, a zine history zine.
That's gonna be good.
That one I did just out of annoyance for certain people that were like expecting a lot of money for certain
Yeah.
zine issues. And then my vagina will start the end times zine.
That sounds great.
See, it's a bit of a theme.
Yeah, yeah. Ah, sounds good.
I think I have one more thing I probably should plug. If you would like to learn how to make zines and have a gay old time in the Ballarat area, I teach zine workshops as well as other workshops in the TBH studios with the lovely Hollywood and Tony Louise, who are the co-founders, as well as Brittany. Great space, extremely welcoming, and very, very fun.
Wonderful. It was lovely to meet you. No
Yeah,
worries.
it was amazing to meet you, and thank you so much for the opportunity.
No worries. Have a good afternoon.
You too. See ya.
Yay! I need like an applause thing each time. Thank you to Charli for that. If you want to, if you missed all the plugs and stuff and socials, just I guess you just message Alex. All the names should be in the description as well. Um, yeah, that was cool. I like. There's a lot of zine advocacy, obviously, but that was the first time I heard anyone talk about like zines as a entry level to art collecting. That's kind of cool to think about. How's everyone doing? What was your favorite part of that? And also, so many puns. Do you reckon that's like? Do you reckon zinesters do more puns than anyone else, or no? Um, yeah. How's everyone doing? Next up we have yeah, we got a little got a pair of got a pair of jokers doing an unboxing. So Zine, Hallozene, it's not just a zine fair. There were workshops and stuff, and also there was a big zine swap run by Sticky. It's where you make zines, cut them up, staple them, put them in a big pile. Send them out. Thanks for Sticky for doing that. What did you get in your zine swap? Well, we'll see. We'll see what these guys do. It's I don't think they introduced themselves on the video, but it's Ive and Alex. Yay! Happy Hallozeen Eve.
We got our Hallozeen
Hallozeen
swap pack.
And we're gonna do an unboxing.
Do you want to both do it?
What are we gonna get?
Oh, I know this one. This was a bow.
It's a bow one.
Bow. Top of the pile. Bow.
Parsons.
Bow Parsons.
Cool.
Titivilus. Cursed demons are princes and scribes. Just realised there's 2 L's in Titilivus.
Oh.
Oh. Ha 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 ha.
So Titivilus is.
Tilivus. Titivilus.
Is.
A demon.
Demon. About printing demon. Mistakes demon.
Mistakes. I'm learning.
So if you do a printing mistake, well, this is the zine for you.
I didn't know about Titivilus until Bo messaged about Titivilus, and then I looked up Titivilus, and it's a surprise to me. It's beautiful. Beautiful.
This one looks lovely.
This one's by Nim. Bats and Skulls on
Modern
Instagram.
problems as depicted in public domain spooky images.
Ooh. I like when State Library
Hey,
put
I
out
know this
things.
picture.
What's that of? It's by F.S. Coburn in
I think
1999.
I've seen that used in another public domain thing.
It's just 2 friends out for a walk. Yeah, it's a friend from high school contacts you about their new business opportunity. Yeah. These are beautiful. Amazing. Aww.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, British
was lovely.
Library.
Bats and Skulls on
Bats and
Instagram.
Skulls.
Bats and Skulls.
Bats-
Whoa, what's
Ooh.
next?
It's teeny weeny. And that's a
Teeny.
sticker.
Whoa,
it's glued on at
that's
least.
Nice.
Watery Gods. Hee hee. Oh, nice. By Mr. W. Davidson.
Ghost
Ooh.
Train.
Oh, hang on. Was this supposed to be a concertina from the beginning? Oh, it's the Ghost Train.
Cool.
That's really good. That's an I like when a concertina comes with its own little cozy.
It's like you can just put on display as well. Just stick that on your wall.
Yeah, could do it. Scary Season. Who's this by? Frankenfussel. Ira modelled at the
Left drawing.
Yeah, I drew Ira as a skeleton today.
More like death drawing.
We'll do that next year for the Halloween decade. Yeah. Yes. This is
Yeah, Scary
yeah.
Season.
Scary Season, opposite season. Yeah. Topsy turvy.
Seasons.
Oh, I love bird
Yeah.
outfits. Oh, I want to make a bird outfit. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Nice.
Cool. We got Witch's Brew, A Pocket Guide to Alchemy. This is by Mystery.
Ooh.
Full colour. Spicy Crops. Hee hee. Cute. Patrick Zombie. Oh, they just got a big hall for the Hallozine swap. So it's either a studio or a share house of at least 3 people.
Here's numbers: 45.
There were like 75
participants?
registered. So if you registered and you didn't make it to the finish line, don't feel bad.
Not
Lots
the
did.
only one.
It's nice to have a kind of false deadline, so that when you come to Hallozine, it's like you got an extension on your deadline. Mini deadline. It's funny being like, I thrive in a university environment, so I've made pretend university for myself and other people. But there's a lot of people who do not, and deadlines are a bad time. Yeah.
This is glossy.
This is glossy. This is, what is it? Print sensibilities. Someone who knows how to do the printer good.
Yeah.
And the trims. There's there's no excess white borders.
Way around the buttons.
They didn't print it and then go, well, that misprinted badly. I'm just going to release that. That's fine. Like me.
Someone who's as a relative that works at Officeworks, maybe.
or they've cultivated a threatening aura at their local Officeworks. Oh yeah, there you go. Patchwork Zombie. C.A. Gunny. I think they're a Geelong fellow. A Geelong.
Yeah.
What do you call someone from Geelong? I was from Geelong. Ooh, this is because.
This is lovely thing there.
Yeah, graphic design. Graphic design. Oh, the devil's
lettuce.
lettuce.
Like a menu.
It is like a menu. Oh,
I love it.
I think this is gonna. Maybe it doesn't fold out to a picture. I like the torn bit. Trash. This is gonna be a lot of delight. It's like a baby penguin.
It's a good way to cram a lot of jokes into a few pages.
Mm.
Little menu.
These prices are bizarre. This one, and then it suddenly has some red.
Lovely. That's great. PJC Melb.
Judd. I think same household or studio as Patrick Zombie. I think that was the same batch.
Spooky RPG items for Halloween.
We were talking about doing things as like equipables.
Ooh.
Yeah. Imagine. Ooh.
I love it.
Yeah.
Amulet of Knock.
Spirit of the forest. Yes. We should be
Forgotten
reading these
Flesh.
aloud. That's what it is. Amulet of Screams.
Claw of the Milddraw Beast. Nice. Did I recognise some of these terms from Baldur's Gate?
Baldur's Gate. What terms? Amulet. Yeah. So Fajad, who is illustrated by Patrick Zombie. There you go.
Okay.
Hang on.
Sneaking into
collaboration.
That's how you get things into the swap. You
Make two
one
people.
and then you draw another one.
Okay, yeah. Hang on. Where do you find Fudjud? You don't find Fudjud.
Fudjud real.
Is Fudjud? Yeah, because there's a gilding. But you're not allowed to find a gilding. Gilding does.
If you look closely, that's just an anagram of C.A. Gunning. So
No,
it's the same
no, it's not.
person.
That's not an anagram.
An anagram's when you mix up the words.
No, it's not an anagram.
Makes a new word.
No. A special little ribbon.
I like this.
Halloween Odyssey.
Nice packaging. Nice presentation.
Ooh. Ah, yeah.
As the dark rises, what mythical beings are coming to life while you sleep? That's a cool way to yeah, I've never seen that done before.
Ah, yeah, okay.
Whoa.
Plants.
It was plants all along.
It was plants. Wasp. I haven't seen that format before.
That's really cool.
Nice.
Not everything has to be 8-page split zine.
No.
No, you don't need staples.
Pollen day. It's a high pollen day. How to Break a Curse by Captain.
Captain.
Where can you find them? Get out of here.
I always thought Captain would be a good name for a dog or a cat.
Really? Child. Light a candle. A curse cannot live in the dark. Wash your hands. It's harder for a curse to cling to that which is clean. Feet. Is this about self-care?
Yeah, it's a sneaky self-care.
Sneaky trick into look after yourself.
I won't be fooled.
Oh, you'll get me looking after my dang self. Oh, My Daily Hauntings by Lou Rigby. Ooh, all the past regrets and choices of failed attempts at friendship and romance. Never becoming the person I thought I could be if I just tried. Self-doubt of being the best person I could be. Lack of change and excitement, meaning life is not worth it. The multitude of possible futures, the choices, and consequences of the wrong choices. Lonely feeling of not being needed by anyone and ending up dying alone. That's ghosts. Ghosts.
It's like the last one, kind of. Like,
How to Break a Curse.
Just
Are
real life horrors.
Real life horrors. Oh, this has a tassel.
Oh.
Got a little elastic.
Wisteria Lane's Block Party of Horror. Do you know where Wisteria Lane is from?
No.
It doesn't say on there either. I think it's Desperate Housewives?
No.
Halloween episode zine.
If I had my time again, Lynette has to get involved after Tom sells his soul in order to pay off the new pinball machine he installed down into his Ultimate Frisbee team's clubhouse. Bree deals with her garden falling short of... It sounds like Desperate Housewives.
I think it's Desperate Housewives. I didn't see enough of that.
I get clips of it on my TikTok.
I wonder what that show's all about.
Drugs.
Yeah,
Kidnapping a child?
You know, I can tell
There's
you
a
what.
child
I
gets
can tell
kidnapped.
you. I think maybe the first episode there's a narrator. And someone's dead, and
It's
then
when your teen's pregnant and you pretend to be pregnant at the costume party, but then the teen turns up pregnant, but it was a costume, Halloween costume, that is pregnant, and then somebody gives birth.
And then at the end of that episode, turns out the narrator is dead. It's a dead housewife.
What?
I'm pretty sure.
No.
And the whole
Is
show.
she the ghost?
Yeah.
Was the narrator in Desperate Housewives a ghost the whole time?
I could be very wrong.
I think you should keep telling people that.
That's all
Never
I
check
know
it.
about it.
Yeah.
So it's got to be true.
It's got to be true. I think you should tell more people that. By Joey.
Joey. So nowhere does it mention Desperate Housewives.
No.
Okay.
That's alright. It's just an inside joke.
Episodes, maybe. And it looks. Oh.
Ah, there were secrets.
It's upside down. Folds out.
Can you hold the top? Ooh. Desperate Housewives. Probably.
It's an interesting format.
Yeah. Another not a slip zine.
It is technically a split zine.
Is it? And it's just held together because it's tall? Hang on. So it's because a slit zine's usually 8 page. So is that a 10 page? Because it's narrow?
It's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is 10.
It's 10. It's 10, and then it's slit all the way open so it can concertina around. Trick or treat bunnies.
Cute.
Ooh. Who's this? Gem Hast.
That's Batman. That's a tiger. Mermaid. Cupcake. Fairy. Frog.
You got them all. Imagine I had the answers on the back. What? Oh, it's got stickers in it. Hang on, this has a...
This.
Oh my goodness, there's parts to this. What is Halloween an excuse to do? Go to cemeteries in the dark, play pranks on annoying neighbours, eat crap loads of lollies, shop, scream, do crafting, look for ghosts.
This is right.
This is by Rach Miss DX. My favourite thing to do at Halloween is to do crafting. Join me. Oh, these
shiny.
are these are real.
Real.
These are real. Oh. Here are some die cuts for you to use.
Oh my goodness. Is this mod open? Unboxing within unboxing.
Unbox the unbox.
Whoa. 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 There's more. Whoa. This is too many things.
No, it's great. So
Pat.
Miss
Bat.
D this author has done a lot of this.
Spider.
They've made 10 of these at least.
Web.
I don't know if they're tabling and they have more of these.
Cat.
So is die cut like laser cut? Cricket or silhouette?
Yep. We're gonna lose them if we don't put them back in.
Let's put them back in the collections and then we can do some crafts later. Babby, my name's
Hey.
Rachel. I live in high physical support specialist disability accommodation. About things I have functional neurological disorder and have paralysis permanently, as well as episodic symptoms such as loss of speech, seizures, migraines, etc. I love swapping art. Online-based swaps suit me best, as I have a large wheelchair I go out in and I rarely can go out. I'm mother of a fantastic neurodiverse teenager. I hope to swap with you one day or buy your zines. Zine made by Rachel Thomas, 2023. Rachel, Miss DX, and if she's got chronic illness, that's probably misdiagnosis, because DX is diagnosis sometimes. Maybe. Yeah.
That's a nice mess. That's what swaps are good for.
Yes. This one's by Raven Way.
How do you know that already?
Because Raven...
Driving Angel.
Yeah, Driving Angel. So Driving Angel last year hand replicated each one, and we were all extremely impressed. But also, I hope, yeah, this looks photocopied. This would be wild if she did another 2 copies of hand replicated.
This is our first playlist. I think last year we got a lot of playlists in our zines.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you listen to any of them?
No. This one has a QR code.
This one has a
so
QR
maybe
code.
I will.
You could listen to this at home if you do that. That looks like fun. Spooky House. Who's this by? Random gatherings. Do not enter. The spooky house was
This
on
is
a
a
corner
true
plot.
story, it looks
Bottom of
like.
the road. To avoid walking past it meant risking my life crossing a 4-lane major road without lights. Ooh. Is it Frankentron? Anyway, we'll find out the author maybe. Frankentron 5000. Enter at your own risk. Grease lovers. How much grease is too much grease? Multiple uses for roadkill. Frankentron tells all on being a machine driving another machine.
This looks real.
How's
This looks good.
it
Oh,
happening, Frankie?
I recognize this robot.
Is this a Geelong friend?
I
that Liz?
recognize this art.
What's going on? Ginger snaps. There's some recipes. This sounds good.
Look at this dog.
It's a good dog doing its Halloween waiting. It's just an anthology. There's multiple
Alphabet.
people.
Will kill and die for my alphabet. Horror movies.
That's in chronological order. I like it gets up to 9. That's good. It's a good amount of horror movies. There's only 9 of them. Oh shit! Looks like I've stepped into the Mince Master 95 and I'm being fed to bunny rabbit. I like when drawing a picture and it changes halfway through to something also fun to draw. That's a good time.
I like that one of the bunnies is doing the
Yeah, the mincing.
mincing.
Yeah, they're all having a good time. Amazing. I don't know who made that. Maybe it is Frankentron 5000. Maybe it's an anthology. It seems like a few artists. We'll figure this out. Oh, this is a fun artist. I'm not sure if this is like a new person or Phil Hassan's always been doing Hallozene and
Whoa.
I haven't noticed, but these are nice. These are nice. Yeah. Just a nice time.
Ooh.
Yeah, so just going... yeah, because you go through your sketchbook and just put a nice...
Oh, what's
Ooh!
happening here?
What do we get? Oh my goodness, is this a print? Is this a tattoo? Imagine if it was a... Ah,
It's like those saint cards you get, you know?
yeah, imagine if... Oh, that'd be fun. Imagine if you had little variant cards that came with your zines.
Yeah.
And you never had to, and you have a little sealed blind bag. Imagine if you had blind bags. What is it? Is it just a print? It is a print.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Yes.
Feels a bit stickery.
What if it was...
Oh, let's just touch it more.
Let's touch it more. It's got a little watermark for Phil Hassan. It's just a nice little card print, I think. That's nice.
Very nice.
That's nice. All right.
Look at it a bit more.
He. This is number 7 of 20. First edition. He. If drawing creepy things is also your jam, use these scribbles as inspiration for your own drawings, or choose the one that best represents you and make it your LinkedIn profile pic. You can find Phil Hassan at philhassan.com or philhassan.design at Instagram. Amazing. Got other
Other.
or Reto other. This one is Adeline Teo. Hee hee. Yeah. Oh, stories.
It's a nice format.
Yeah, long. It's got staples on the outside. Separate pages. Got a glossy cover. Yeah. Twins.
Oh,
Not
this...
twins.
Okay.
Oh, you could divide a lot of things into twins and not twins.
Pairs.
Doppelgangers. Brackets, not twins. Mirror.
Mirror.
Oh. Backward. Oh. Another Halloween Among the Humans by David Bowfinger.
This is fancy.
Yeah, that's glossy. Nice. Oh, I thought it had a shiny red, but it didn't. I love and hate this time of year. I love it because it's the only time I can walk among the humans and everyone assumes I'm wearing a costume. I love it because it gives me hope. Hope that this year I'll take advantage of the tradition of Halloween to find a way of going home. I hate it because every year that hope becomes ash in my hands. Is it better to have both love and hate or neither? When I came to this world, I was sure I knew the answer. Do you reckon it's fiction or factual? Do you reckon it's documentary? Adeline Teo, who did this one, for educating me on how to find Creative Commons in public domain images. For some reason, most of the images her methods find are photographs of sexually desirable women. I have not asked her why. David Bowfinger, no one of consequence. I got a telephone number and a Twitter and a Discord. You really can find David all around.
It's nice. Friends getting friends into helping friends do zines.
Yeah.
Zine swap's a good time to get started.
Imagine if every zine had the thanks to page and then they name drop everyone who did their fielding their ideas and things.
I used to do that.
Happy Halloween. Thanks so much for participating in this year's swap, Alex and Ive. We hope you like your trade. Stay spooky. Beck. We did it.
We did it.
We did it.
Hope you like it. Hope you got some good things in your swap if you got a swap. Thank you to all the artists, to all the scenesters.
Uh-huh.
We got a big fat batch. It was
We
good.
got a fat batch. That's what we call it.
Yeah, thanks to Tiki for doing it. I hope everyone's having a good time. Have a good time at Hallozeen tomorrow if you're watching this live on the Saturday.
Hopefully we see the other, because this is only 20 of the 45 swaps. So there's 25 swaps we haven't seen, and then there's like 80 tablers?
Something
Or
like
60?
that.
Anyway,
It
another
was-
thing that Sticky handles.
It's not too late to do a swap and then walk around the fair tomorrow.
And be like, here's my zine. And people go, wow, that's a really nice present. Yeah. People love a present, and they usually go, here, have a swap in return. So if you make it and offer it as a present, is usually the best bet to avoid disappointment.
Make sure it's an even swap as well.
Yeah. The person you're swapping with gets to decide what you get. You just go, hi, I made this, and I think you should have it because
You get what you get, and you don't get upset.
That's the Hallozene motto.
That's the Hallozeen motto.
Back to you in the newsroom.
Happy Hallozeen, everybody.
Happy Hallozeen.
Hallozeen Eve.
Happy Hallozeen Eve.
Whoa. That was a lot of cool zines. Wow. Yeah, thanks to Beck, who is in the chat, for putting that together. Looks like those two people really, looks like you picked really well for them. They seem to enjoy everything. What did you get in your swap? Everyone else? So yeah, that was a great unboxing video. How are we doing for time? We've been going for an hour. We don't have a whole lot left. Let's just skip to the next one, I reckon. Yeah. Trying to keep still. There we go. Okay, we ready for the next one? Is BluRaven C Houvener from America. I want to say Michigan, Detroit. Yeah, it's Detroit. Sounds about right. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna stop asking you guys questions because there's quite a delay. But we can chat. We can do the chat during the videos. Don't worry about that. Okay. See you after this.
Hello, everyone. I'm BluRaven C Houvener. I'm a writer, creator, and illustrator, and head of BCH Comics, which is my own personal comics and zine producing house.
Sounds good.
I've been active in the scene since 2019. After a 9-year run on my webcomic, It's Just Another Day, I decided to dip a toe into print and haven't looked back since.
Beautiful.
This year's been a busy one. I had gone back to school and I just got my associates in creative illustration back in
Nice.
May. So that tied me up a little bit, but I'm still on track to be a part of or personally publish 20 publications this year.
Whoa,
So
20?
Yep. So I'm
20.
still yeah, last year I tapped out I think at like 22.
Okay.
So that seems to be a nice round number. So there's the stuff like I said I do myself, and then there's stuff like I'll do in like collabs and stuff like that.
Yeah. How much of that is zines?
A good chunk of it actually. There's a couple where that's always the question, like what is a zine, you know?
Yeah. I mean, go for it. Say what you reckon it is.
Well, I always figure a zine is like any sort of indie publication that is free of like the shackles of any sort of commercial oversight.
Yeah.
So like any like any sort of like self-published comics could be a zine, like straight up photocopied at Kinko's, and stapled and stuff like that. That's a zine. And of course, being in the zine community, I've seen so many different variations on that too. Stuff I couldn't even begin to figure out how to create myself.
Yeah. Because you're saying you see zines that you can't imagine making. How would you summarize how you make your zines? Like,
I in that way I haven't been super inventive yet. I'm a sucker for either the comic style or going to Kinko's, printing some off and
yeah,
stapling them personally.
yeah,
I have dabbled a little bit in, like the kind where you fold a piece of paper a bunch of times and stuff like that. And I
mm,
like those because then you can have a big picture, once you fold it all out. So I don't do the full on cutting it. So that way it's got the little mouth and everything.
yeah, yeah. I love whenever, because like, yeah, I came into zines through comics or like, yeah, through an illustration course. And
Right.
then when I went in and I was like, oh, normal zines, like comics. And then like talking to anyone else, and then they center their artistic practice and then they go, normal zines, like collage. And then everything else is like a deviation of whatever they do. Like, so do you have a fistful of work like next to you that's like recent new things? Is this
Yeah. So a few of the things, like for example, in the States, one of the big independent like comic slash zine conventions is the Small Press Expo, SPX. And I was just there last month and debuted a couple things. First off, the Jake the COVID Years Omnibus, which I originally did a Jake COVID Years zine, but it only covered the years of 2020 to 2021. Now, I don't know how things were where you are, but
mm,
here sadly it lasted quite a bit longer than
oh yeah.
2021.
Yep.
So so I included other comics I'd done like past that time and stuff like that, and actually it added an extra like 12 pages to the zine. So yeah, so I premiered that one, and then I also premiered a special edition of the third issue of my ongoing comic. It's just another day.
Mm,
But this one was a special Saint Nick edition. My father was a musician called Nicodemus, or Saint Nick for short,
mm.
and this year was actually 10 years since he passed. So this one was kind of to honor him because not only is he a regular recurring character in the comic, but also each chapter of the comic is marked by one of his songs.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so not only is there the comic, but there's also some snippets from like old newspapers and stuff like that. Talking about his work.
Yeah.
Some of some classic flyers, some references to other spots in the comic where he or some of his characters might be.
Mm,
And this one was especially a big deal because it also included a copy of the It's Just Another Day soundtrack. So all
nice.
12 tracks that will highlight each chapter were right there.
Is the goal of 20 for the year still ahead of you? How many more have you got to go?
Um, I've as it stands, I've got one more, and then
Exciting.
I'll hit 20.
Yeah.
But since this is Halloween, we're talking about like spooky stuff.
Mm,
In the next month or so, I've had an ongoing series of comics that have been put out through Listen Productions in their Broken Galaxies series of zines, and they all follow my character Jack the Were-Tiger.
yeah.
And the third installment of that's going to be coming out in the next month or so.
Oh, exciting.
So yeah, so I'm very excited about that. Earlier this year, a dear friend hit me up, and they've had this ongoing comic zine they've done since the 70s called Endeavor, and in this one, there's actually a young Saint Nick story where he returns home to the clubhouse because he was a biker in his youth and stuff like that. And
Mm,
there's a master vampire there who has wreaked some havoc. So there's some spooky stuff going on there too.
so good. I love this like
Yeah,
extended universe.
and it's cool too because my It's Just Another Day comics are pretty much slice of life, auto bio and stuff like that.
Mm,
But like the other titles, like obviously the Were Tiger comics or the Young Saint Nick stuff, and even the Greenland Rider comics are where it get to be kind of crazy. But
nice.
they still universe wise all are in the same universe. So
That's going to be
so I'm having a
exciting.
lot of fun with that.
So, like, how long ago did you meet people like Lucinda, and who else are you
Um,
making things with?
a lot of the people I've met the last few years, like during COVID and stuff like that, like
Mm,
2020, a lot more uninterrupted time in front of the computer. and just getting to meet a bunch of cool like-minded people. Like, oh, you like to create? I like to create. And then struck up some very awesome friendships. Lucinda's a dear friend, Point Operated Press out of Scotland.
Oh
They're
yeah.
another one I collab with on a regular basis. They're pretty awesome, and they always have a new zine coming out, and there's always different topics. So there's always something to that appeals.
Yeah. It's like I make a calendar every year. So I've been looking up all the holidays forever and ever. And then I was noticing, because I just plug in things that are like Halloween that happen through the
Okay.
year. And there's one called Malunka, which is like Orthodox Eastern European New Year's, where
Oh,
it's like trick or treating, and they go door to door, but it's all rowdy teen boys or rowdy men, and they're all dressed up, and it's just got the energy of like because I was thinking Australia idea about Halloween is that it's quite childish, so
okay.
it's not
Yeah, because you said
scary.
it wasn't big there like it is here in
It's not big
America.
there. People are a bit excited, but it doesn't have traction enough. Like it's
Okay.
building popularity, but it doesn't have the like. I think in Halloween movies that we get from the US, there's the scariness of like teen boys who are really into it, and then they commit crimes, and then that's the thing. Like they're just like, oh, there's this fear, and they'll have masks on, and they'll do unspeakable things. And then in Australia, it's just there's children at your door, and they're all dressed like Spider-Man. Like and then yeah, just watching this one because I've just been watching videos of Malunka, and it's just adult men in huge masks, and then they'll go door to door, and you leave out treats for them, and they'll eat in your front yard, and they'll yell, and then move on to the next house and yell and eat your food, and then go to the middle of town and just like have fights, and everyone's in costumes, and like it's play fighting because they're as characters,
Okay.
but they keep the masks on until the end of the day, and then they go home, and then because the war has happened in Ukraine,
Right.
they've kind of like drag clowned the like the checkpoints, like military
Okay.
parts. So they've got people
Yeah.
dressed up as clown military who are like checking police cars that are coming through and like pulling out or like checking all their things out their wallets and going, no, show us everything in your glove box. Okay, yeah, no, you can go through. And then they pull out like some bottle tops and go, okay, so you need this to get through, and you need this, like just like the pantomime of horrible state violence.
That sounds
love it.
epic. Like,
Yeah. So that's where I'm being this morning. Like it's not Halloween, but it's Halloween.
yeah, there's definitely that spirit,
Yeah.
In Australia, I mean, I imagine it's relatively warm, like, around October when, okay,
Yeah.
because you mentioned, like, kids at the doorstep, but everyone's dressed as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Here in, like, especially in the Midwest where I live and stuff like that, it's usually pretty cold. So
Yeah.
trick-or-treating, I stopped trick-or-treating at 8 years old for the exact reason of it was always cold and rainy. And, you couldn't be, Spider-Man or Ninja Turtle. You always had to be Spider-Man or Ninja Turtle in a winter coat,
Yeah.
So it just got to be kind of a bummer. So I was like, let's stay home, eat candy, pizza, and watch a movie,
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking because for this year's Halloween, I've made like a dog box. It looks like a piñata, but it's just for like submitting pages to a collaborative zine. So that's living
Oh,
at Stick Institute. And then
very
because I've
cool.
made the head so big, I could probably take the head off and then make it into a human costume for Hallozeve Zine Fair the next day. Like,
That'd be awesome.
yeah, it'd be fun. And
If
yeah,
you do that, definitely post pictures.
yes. Well, like I'm thinking of like it would be fun to be the dog, but also it would be really fun if I found the biggest man and then put this and made him huge and then made him go around the zine fair, because that's possible as well. Because I grew up in Sydney and there wasn't a lot going on, and like I was summarizing it to people that like 10 years ago one of the main zine fairs was run by the prison company, the one who
Okay.
ran the offshore detention centers. So there were like protests about like, should we be running a zine fair with the prison company? And then people were like dropping out of that, and it was also expensive to apply to, and then like really competitive. And then so people stopped
Oh,
entering that, and then it was like a little while, and now there's Otherworld's print fair, Otherworld's zine fair, and
okay.
everyone loves that. So now there's that in the city of Sydney, and then in the mountains near Sydney, there's a zine scene and a couple of zine fairs coming up. It's nice now. It's I left like over
Excellent.
10 years ago, and now it's nice.
That's how it always goes.
Yeah.
one convention I go to every year. It's called Confusion. It's more of a literary but a multimedia convention and stuff like that. And that's actually how I got my my print starting. Was I made a comic zine and just started passing it out.
Mm.
And that was like the big awakening moment for me, because prior to that I'd done nothing but webcomics. And webcomics are awesome, but if you're meeting, just talking to some random person, they've really got to be interested in hanging on your every word to, like, hey, here's a URL, check me out. Like, no, you're giving them work to do at this point.
Yep.
If you just hand them something printed already, like, here you go, boom, they can read it on the spot.
What non-zine thing is the most zines?
Ooh, that's a tough one, because there are so many independent and artistic avenues. Music, of course, can be very zany.
Whenever I'm making zines, and if I mess something up on the photocopier and like it comes out like chewed up a little bit, and it's like
Yeah.
that's zines. Just let that happen. Like I talk to people who just like say that that's the worst thing that happens to them while they're getting ready. And it's like, no, I have to do it again. It's like, you don't have to do it again.
No, like my dad in the recording studio always used to say, if like a sound didn't land properly but still sounded good, happy accident.
Beautiful. Yeah, at Sticky they keep a pile of like old books that you can collage from, and then
Oh, nice.
they're like paper recycling box. I'm always pulling things out of that to start things on, and then that like informs like the shape of whatever I'm making. But like it's going to be something that I make within the space of an afternoon.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's nice that like just having an environment where everything's set up to make things. Like I know so many people who make zines where it's like they have some hyperfixation that they're onto for a month, and I know that
Right.
they've probably made a zine about it. So if I haven't been able to pay attention fully to when they've been explaining it to me, I know that I can pick up a book of it and then read that later at my leisure. Just explaining like the concept of zines to people who haven't made a zine at all in their life. You're going, oh, you're going to love this.
Right.
Imagine.
Oh, and it's so funny too, because explaining to, like, I guess non-zine folk what a zine is, to me it's not difficult, because I'm always like able to, like, oh, okay, yeah, the magazine, zine, okay, it makes sense, but people always trip over the word zine if they don't know what it is, and it's like, oh yeah, no, it's like a little independent magazine.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, I love the way that I picked how to spell Hallozine. Just like makes it mandatory to say zine. Like
Yes.
like the like because I think Coin Operator Pressed has the Hallozine spelling, and I'm like,
Yes.
I specifically didn't choose that one because I know someone's going to say Hallozine, and I'm just
Right.
What do you think zines are particularly good at?
Zines are especially good at getting voices out there that wouldn't normally be heard. Especially the last few years, there have been a lot of zines from the LGBTQ plus community. Talking about life and experiences in the world. With a lot of the racial inequality stuff that's been going on, that's been another avenue. So all these people who normally wouldn't get the chance to, say their piece in a commercial or mainstream environment, in the zine community get to, and that's a beautiful thing. On a lighter level, you've got, hey, like you mentioned, people being hyper fixated on something, they just can make a zine about it.
I just did a workshop, and there was one guy brought in like the zine that got him into zines was they have a little story of what it's like to be a kid when your parents are in prison, and there's a zine that they give to kids who visit their families in prison, and that was his first zine that he encountered, and he brought it in, and it's
That's
just like
amazing.
yeah, it's just like in the format of like a kid's book where it's like Spot goes to the zoo, but it's Jason goes to visit his mom and dad. And then
Wow.
all the pictures are done by kids, and it's done by some foundation that does like outreach programs. And apparently there are more zines that they've made that are like prison adjacent stories. And I think
And that's definitely zines, because there's,
yeah,
the underarching, heaviness to it, but at the same time, that it's being presented in a lighthearted way.
yeah. And I liked it because you were saying about LGBTQ plus community, and then like because I know someone who's been making zines for like decades, And so she was talking about how those stories used to be bleak, harrowing,
Right.
annals of death and crime, and like is not scandal, things to get angry about, things right the wrongs, justice, and then currently we're getting the nice things of like how things could be nice, ways in which they are nice, and isn't it a delight to live our lives genuinely
out of the shadows, pretty much. Yeah, exactly.
And so she was like, just it is throwing her for a loop. What do you mean we don't just solidly complain about all of the things that are horribly wrong? It's like, but some things are nice.
Honestly, it'll sound cliche and dramatic, but zines kind of set me free, you know? The just the being able to create my work and get it out there into the hands of people and stuff like that, huge. Like I never pre 2019, I never could have imagined being, you know, where I am with it now. Since 2019, launching BCH Comics, between stuff I've put out personally and collabs I've done, I'm looking up at this point 50 plus publications.
Wow.
And it's funny because, like, for example, going to SPX last month, it was crazy meeting all these people who I've collabed with, you know, just online and stuff like that, then getting to meet them in person, like, hey, I know you, and then you know, just going from there. It's been a great experience. I've met friends that I feel will be long lasting, and it's just been a great experience, you know, getting my stories out there, you know, writing my comics, telling my tales. And I would say to anyone who's on the fence about creating zines, it might sound blunt, but just do it, because there's no wrong way to do it. You know, you can make them any way you want. They can be about anything you want, anything you're passionate about. You know, make the little booklet about it.
Mm-hmm. Do you have anything else you want to show?
Let's see. Well, I mentioned the Greenland Rider earlier, and one thing I'm looking forward to for Detroit Zine Fest this coming year is I'm going to be putting together a the first official Greenland Rider comic. He was a character from the Nicodemus album Space Child Squall title track, Greenland Rider, and it's going to be cool because last year's Detroit Zine Fest, I realized that there are two things zinesters love more than anything. One, cats. Two, cryptids. And I already have cat stickers at my booth, but I have a striking absence of cryptids. So I'm going to rectify that.
Oh well, have a good evening.
You as well. Thank you again.
Talk to you next year.
Sounds like a plan. I'll be here.
Hey, that was BluRaven Comics. Hey, so if you're just joining us, earlier I was talking about we had a lot of technical issues. If you're hoping to join us via call-in, that kind of didn't pan out. But let me see here. Because there was a mention of the dog box in that video. And I would like to tell you about the dog box. I'm just trying to bring up the. Here we go. Whoa. Okay, let's have a look at the dog box, shall we? So here's the website. Let's just look at the Instagram for a bit. There's a lot went into this. Did you know that Matt Preston used to make punk rock scenes in the 70s? And he spoke to Luke from Sticky this morning. That was fun for 7 minutes or so. So there's the dog box. Isn't it amazing? And so people were putting pages of dog stuff because this is the K9th year that this is running. So I'd put pages in that little middle mouth there, and then it got disassembled by Alex there, and then it got turned into a zine, which I don't see anything about. I'm sure if I go, let's just go through and see what is happening here. What's everyone else? Well, that's me. Wow, there's a lot of little dots up here. It's going too quick. Petatron, unfortunately, news just in, unavailable to table at Hallozeve. I can't remember who else had to cancel. It's going to be a long time before I get to the dog box. I'm just gonna switch. Didn't get far. We're at 8. Can I skip a lot? Nah. So yeah, like I said, there will be. So that dog box zine K9th thing. It's a free zine. Look for it tomorrow. Look for the giant pinata dog. Just W, yeah. Just W is the other one that had to cancel. Dogbox is coming to the thing. Just show us the nice. Oh, so many good ones. Yeah, I'm just trying to get to the Dogbox one, really. Well, that's us handing in our swaps. I mean, that's those two people handing in their swaps. Arkham Jack, who did the poster for this year, the little things you see around us, around me. You don't actually see me anymore, do you? That was all Arkham Jack. So we're down to 2 weeks ago. A lot of these are exciting. Yeah, if I gave them the attention they deserve, we would be here all night. A lot of people getting their swaps there. So we're 3/4 of the way, so there's no point in me stopping right now. Trancy Pants, welcome to the stream. Are you a tabler? Are you a attender? Or are you just a viewer? There's no judging. Look at all these people that had their zines done 5 whole days ago. Some of them had them done 8 weeks ago. Looks a little. Just Kitty Parker. 14th. So 1 day ago, I can slow down a bit. Dewey Man, Helen, Midnight Kiss. Just a viewer, okay. Ghosts, I love ghosts, you know that. Liz has finished their Hallozeve. Did I miss the dog box? This is more. 52 weeks ago. Wait a minute, that's last year. No my maths. Here we go. Let's look at this. Okay, I like this. Oh, inside the frog. There it is, dog box. How do I just leave it there? So look for this. It's free, I believe. Look for that actual dog box, and you'll see the dog box zine. Get a copy, maybe offer a swap if you have something. Not necessary, I don't believe, but why not? And that's the layouts there. Those are the originals that were in the box. Some of them mailed in as well. Yeah. And we might as well just keep going because a fake catalog as a Hallozeve. Interesting. Meet zine. Yeah, so there you go. So Dogbox zine, that will be available tomorrow at Hallozeve. It's not free, this just in, but it is cheap. Print cost. Never offer a zine for free. That's what I reckon, unless you want to do swaps, unless you love that kind of stuff. Speaking of, Hallozene's also not. Hallozeve, it's not cheap to run. So we're gonna go to a commercial break.
Go.
Come one, come all to Cursed Object Warehouse for all your cursed object needs. We got all kinds of cursed objects. We got a haunted television. It only gets free to air channels. I hope you like sport. When the volume's on 5, it's too quiet. But when it's on 6, it's too loud. You like Funko Pops? Well, how about my dad Funko Pop? This Funko Pop of my dad is my dad. He won a competition to visit the Funko Pop factory, but he fell into the machine that makes the Funko Pops, and now he is one. It's probably the rarest Funko Pop there is. You heard of biscuit tins? Well, this one is cursed. There's always biscuits in it. It never gets empty. What kind of magic is behind it? Is it from hell? Or maybe my wife fills it when I'm not looking. There's no way to know. I got the top half of a bootleg Lego Orlando Bloom minifigure. I think it's from Lord of the Rings. I asked my nerd of a stepson what this character is, but he was like, oh, it's Legolas. I'm like, yeah, mate, I can bloody see it's Legolas. We got snail repellent. Instantly sends snails to God's green hell. Also works on most things you'll find in and out of the garden. You want more? Well, I got a can of Solo, but women can drink it too. Got a troll doll, but it looks like a high school crush. We got a jigsaw puzzle from the bad guy from the Sword movies. Can't remember what his name is. I can't believe it's not Butthole. A 2015 Nissan Toronto car, but it can only jump. Dance Ants. Super Mario 64, but he has IBS. A box of Nutri-Grain, but women can eat it too. A toilet that burps. Copy of a Bible signed by Jacob Tremblay. A DVD of the movie Dancer in the Dark, but it's part of the MCU. Every purchase comes with a free Dilbert garden ornament. Look, I didn't know, alright? Owning this just shows you enjoy workplace humor, not that you share the creator's damaged opinions, okay? Please help me get rid of these. My wife says she's not coming back to the store till all of these are gone. Come on down to the store today. We're located on Anna Street, right next to Michael's Pissery. We're open all of the days except Tuesday and also Sundays. Tuesdays, I have to pick up my stepkids Colin and Nathan from tennis lessons, and on Sunday I have to go to church. And we're back. Yeah, I can recommend all those products. So we've got like two. We got 2 videos left. We're still at the end of the night. Let's just keep going. We all need to go to bed, get some rest. You reckon? So let's go to the videos. Next up is Anna Papij. Anna Papij, you were in the chat previously. If you still are, throw some links into the chat if you're still there. Because it's missing from the video. Tell us how to find you if you're on socials, etc. But yeah, let's go. This is a text-to-speech one, just so you all know.
What does a zine do?
They express ideas in a tactile visual format.
What sets your zines apart that you don't see very often?
I'm not very high-tech, so most of my zines are very old-school cut-and-paste style zines photocopied en masse. I've had one color, one printed elsewhere. But I like the physical act of creating something with my hands. It's like a form of sculpture. I tend to go in depth with some of my zines, which are basically personal essays with illustrations. But then some of my zines, which come across more as fiction, are short emotive expressions. I guess it's just my style of writing, which I don't see anywhere else. Everyone has their own style of expression. And that's one of the very cool things about zines.
Who encouraged you to make zines? Who inspired you to make zines?
When the internet landed in the 90s, I read about these things called fanzines, which sounded like the epitome of cool. So I started my own music zine. As time went on, it morphed into more of a literary zine. As a teenager, I didn't do normal teenage things. Every now and then I'd wake up with an uncontrollable urge to create a zine. So I'd gather all my writing I'd been saving, go through the submissions I'd received from all around the world, and put together the next issue of my A5 cut and paste zine. My dad would take me to his work over the weekend, and I'd photocopy them all on taxpayers' dollars. Then I'd mail them to several shops around the country to sell.
What Halloweeny zines are you making?
I've made a comic per zine called Angels of Death. It's a personal tale I've wanted to immortalize in writing for a while. So I'm glad the opportunity of Hallozine presented itself, as it really is quite appropriate. I've got another comic per zine in progress that will be ready on the day, which is rather ghostly and involves invisibility as a superpower.
What are some Halloweeny zines you would love to make?
I'd love to make some more stories that demystify death and make it a more normal part of life. I'd love to have time to make some comics about walking between the living and non-living worlds. I'd also love to create some fiction comics about it. But yeah, infinite time would be really helpful for this, and many things. Really.
What are you doing for Halloween this year?
Not answering the door.
What are zines and zine fairs like where you live?
Well, I guess Hallozine would be a good example. So I'd say zines and zine fairs here are pretty damn rad and fun, and have the best bunch of people you could ever imagine.
Most memorable incident to happen at a zine fair?
I've only been to a few, but for me it would be being able to connect with very cool people that I don't get to come across in everyday life.
Last zine you saw that excited you?
All of them. I'm really amazed at some of the technical skills that people have with drawing, illustration, design, and binding. I don't have the patience for all those things I admire. I wish I did.
What non-zine thing is the most zines?
Pins, badges. What do people call them? The things you stick on your clothing with a pin. Those things. Also, making your own clothes.
What are zines particularly good at?
Giving people an opportunity to express themselves. Zine culture is particularly inclusive and accepting. So zines are a good way for everyone to share their creativity. It's a very nice thing.
What have zines done for you?
The creative outlet of zine making is a major part of my mental health. I process things through art, so zines are perfect for that. In terms of writing, most of my work is not suitable for traditional publishing. So to have another avenue to get my stuff out there is great. As well as that, zine culture is great.
Yay! Thank you, Anna, for that. Anna is in the chat right now. Yes, you can find them at Anna Rambles on Instagram. But yeah, you're not on much on Instagram. That's fine. Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of. I imagine that's what zine making was like at a point. You just make your stuff and you share, and that's the only kind of way you get it. You know what I'm trying to say. Yes, we are live, SSS. We only have one more interview. Is there anything else people would like to see? We've had a look at the Hallozine Instagram. We could look at that again, but one more interview with Maja Pedersen in Sydney, originally from Denmark. Let's go straight to that, and then we can wrap up.
Hello, my name is Maja. I live in Sydney and I do small scenes with illustrations, and I am making my own paper. So some of my scenes covers are made with handmade paper, where you'll sometimes find little pieces of plants in there as well. I'm really new to the whole zine community, and I'm very excited about the whole idea. I love all the ideas that everyone is bringing. I love all the materials that everyone's are using, and it's a fascinating world, especially for Halloween. It's a great theme for themes, I think. Yeah.
I like your hat.
Yeah, I thought it would be fitting.
I love it. Who's the cat in the background?
This is insane.
That's perfect. Oh my goodness.
Oh, the hat is coming off. This is
So good.
Meatball. She's a really good cat.
Oh my goodness, Meatball.
Oh no,
So good.
that's all the keys.
I had a look at some of your zines. Got nice little pictures of mushrooms. Is that your main vibe?
Right now it is. I'm doing a thing this month that I call Shroom Timber.
Yeah.
Where I try to draw a mushroom every day. I'm lacking a bit behind, but hopefully I'll catch up within the end of September and share all the drawings. I've done it 2 years before.
Nice.
And I guess I like mushrooms, it's not really my, the
It's
only
fun to draw, like.
Yeah, also getting to know different mushrooms.
Yeah.
I've actually found it really hard to find good info about mushrooms here.
Yeah.
I'm from Denmark, and
okay.
I used to back in Denmark. I've been here for a year, since I'm still new to the whole thing. Yeah, but like the mushrooms are, of course, some are really different, but some are actually the same that what you would find it seems, but I'm just very, careful about not confusing them.
Yeah.
I even I got a book about Australian wildlife. Got a lot of illustrations on
beautiful
animals and plants, and I suspected there would be some mushrooms in there, and there's not the mushrooms.
Oh no. The one thing that isn't animal or plant. Just the weird category.
Without mushrooms. What is going on? Yeah, that's strange to me. But I found like a PDF pamphlet of like some common mushrooms in New South Wales. So that's what I'm basing my illustrations on at the moment.
Nice. Well, how did you get into making zines?
Actually, it turns out I've been into zines since I was a kid.
Okay.
Without realizing that they were zines. My dad was like studying or working as a pedagogue. Is that the word? Like working with kids? Yeah, kind of thing. He's kind of creative person as well. And he started making these little books, which is like the classic zine folding technique. He used that as well.
Yeah.
And we would just like sit there and draw things and make like tiny little comics kind of. And he would like photocopy them, and so that your friends could get a copy, and you could like, it was so much like scenes.
Yeah.
We didn't call them scenes. We didn't know what scenes were back then. So that's really fun to think back of that. Often though, like my scenes would be like a really colorful and detailed front page with like a really fun name, like, I don't know, Dog and Snail Going to the Desert, or I don't know. And then I would never finish it. only make the front page.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of those like half finished scenes,
Yeah.
books, whatever they are. But like then recently, I think in Denmark the scene community is not very big. It's like really maybe just in Copenhagen it's starting to like get some more like awareness. But where I was from, it was not really a thing at all. And when I moved here, it was just like posters about scene fairs, and everyone on Instagram making scenes, and like art markets with scenes, and everything was so exciting. And I think so. Like I feel like my real scene journey started when I moved to Australia.
Nice.
Like I feel like scenes have kind of like, you know, said hello to me during my life without realizing how cool they are. I had, when I was doing my bachelor's in communication design, we had a teacher for a week or something, and he was like, okay guys, you're gonna make a scene and you're gonna collaborate and we're gonna screen print it, and it was really cool. And we did that, and I was like, I really loved it, but I kind of just, you know, was so busy with other things that I didn't really get into it. And then when I did a semester in Hamburg, I went to a really great school that was all about, you know, analog, like old school art kind of things, like letterpress and wood block. And we had, I took a course where it was like some weekends where we would do Book Factory was the name of the course.
Oh, nice.
They were kind of like art books. Let's make one art book a weekend kind of thing. I don't remember how many weekends, but it was really amazing. And I guess they were kind of like scenes in a way, but maybe more artsy scenes. But the focus was also with like a narrative and try out different materials and different layouts and different folding methods. And so like I think, and that really like, that's one of the best things I've ever done. But I only ever did like one copy of each, so I needed to make more of them. But now I'm like,
I can make everything.
Why are they just one? They could be more. They could be scenes. But now I feel like it's happening. Scenes are a thing that I do now. And
nice. Because like I'm from Sydney, and I don't remember zines being around at all when I left in like 2009. And then when I hit Melbourne, it was all zines. But I think that's me paying attention. What have been your favorite Sydney zine fair things?
I've only been to maybe 2 actual scene fairs. The first one being the scene fair in the Blue Mountains.
Oh yeah.
March this year. That was my first scene fair ever.
Oh wow.
It was the best experience. People were so nice, and I was just like, you know, when you discover part of your DNA in a way, like seeing that thing, like there are people who do this and I just didn't know about it, like it was so amazing. And then going to Other World Scene Fair was just like such a large venue with so many, like not enough time at all to look at everything. So
are you planning on going to the Zine Spooktacular?
Yes, I am.
Oh, hooray.
Yeah. That's really good because I can print some more of my Hallozeve and bring there.
Nice.
I've got the scene that's in the.
Oh yeah, I've seen it.
The one. It's called Monster and Witch. No, Monster but Witch. So it's like, it's a monster doing witchy things.
So cute.
Yeah, it's just illustration based. I did them all in ink. Like with this pen.
Nice.
Old school thing. I thought it was very Halloween to do that. And now I'm working on a scene about black cats. I have some other ideas. I thought to make like a scene where you cut it.
Oh wow, yeah.
Like you cut your own kind of little bunting.
Yeah.
but I'm not sure if that counts as a zine or if it's
I
just a
think it
decoration.
counts as a zine. It's just how do you cut it that many times and make each copy? Like I guess you could do it with like a silhouette or a cry cut machine.
I thought, people just cut it themselves.
Oh yeah,
Just
sounds
like
good.
to make the lines cut here, and have a little instruction page on how to do it. And
I guess
with
also
my
when you're tabling at zine fairs, it's useful to have something to do. Like you might as
yeah,
well bring things to fold, but if you've got something to cut, like you can have the deluxe edition that's like, if you give me another $1, I'll cut it for you.
true. And I recently got these scissors,
Oh,
which
beautiful.
are so good. So I'm not sure if everyone would be able to cut this as well as I
Yeah,
can with these. They're amazing.
yeah.
I recommend getting a good pair of scissors.
What do you reckon you'll be doing for Halloween this year?
Actually, I don't really have any plans for Halloween, which
Yeah,
is a shame. I used to, like, when I was a kid, I used to really be like, let's go trick or treating, even though I lived in a really small town
hmm.
from when I was 12, and I was really getting more and more into Halloween, and that
Yeah.
was not a thing there. Like, they were
Yeah.
like, we're late for Fastelavn, which is I wouldn't call it a holiday, but it's a Danish celebration, which
Hmm.
kind of like Halloween, but it's in February.
Okay.
And people also dress up in costumes and go from door to door. And there's like a song that you sing and you get candy. And there's like this barrel that you
Yeah.
hang, kind of like a pinata, but it's a wooden barrel filled
Yeah.
with candy.
Okay.
And like the kids standing in line and beating it, and
Yeah.
the one to hit the whole thing will get a little crown, and they'll be crowned as Cat Queen, and the last one is Cat King.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like tradition with that.
Yeah.
Fastelavn versus Halloween,
Mm.
because Fastelavn you can dress up as anything,
Yeah.
but I feel like Halloween you can also dress up as anything,
Yeah.
but I don't feel like that's true. For me, Halloween can only be spooky. You can only
Okay.
choose the spooky things, or
Yeah.
like pumpkins are allowed.
Yeah.
But like being a rabbit for Halloween without it being a bloody or zombie rabbit doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Um,
Like I was looking at indigenous seasons and there's a really long winter. And then after winter, it's like every month is a different season. So by the time it's Halloween time, it's like the swampiness and orchids blooming and bugs coming out. So it's all this stuff about the ground getting so wet and then like fetid with or like gross new life kind of thing. Like instead of flowers and blooms and it's lovely new life, it's like creepy new life, like zombies resurrecting kind of thing. Because I think a lot of Australian fauna is about like it dies, and like bushfires is kind of like everything dies completely, and then it'll make a beautiful lush forest, and so that's how all of the life operates here. And then yeah, so I was thinking like, how does Halloween apply to that? And I haven't really figured it out quite yet. But I think every year that I'm aware of it, I'm just like, maybe.
yeah, black cat thing that I'm doing.
Yeah.
There are so many directions I can go. With just black cats. I mean, I can go there. There are famous black cats. I can do like just drawings of black cats. I can do
Mm.
the mythology and the familiars with witches, and I just don't know what to focus on yet.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago we made the theme of Halloween like black cat theme because it was the 7th year and we were just going lucky 7. What's lucky? A black cat. No, it's not. It's like any excuse to put black cats on everything.
well, in some cultures, they
Yeah.
are lucky.
Oh, good.
I found out by researching
Yeah.
black cat. Yeah. They're both good and bad omens,
Okay.
depending where you live.
Mm.
Like that Fastelavn, that holiday or celebration I told you about,
Yeah.
used to be actually really horrible. Inside that barrel,
Yeah.
it didn't used to be candy. It used to be a live black cat that.
Oh. Yeah.
There is a place here in Sydney called Greenhouse Studios, and
Oh.
they do an art market.
Hmm.
And I was just there last weekend, and it's just also not only about scenes, but also like selling your old clothes and anything that has some sort of sustainable goal behind it in a way.
Yeah.
and what I do with my scenes, which is, I guess we haven't covered that. What makes my scenes
Oh,
so
yeah.
special
Go for it.
compared to everyone else's, which I don't really think they are. But I make my own paper.
Oh, wow.
Some things that I've made.
Mm.
This is my frogs and toads scene. I don't know if you can see it, but this is my handmade paper.
Beautiful.
So we use like old, like recycling paper and using plant parts to make different kinds of paper. And this is my tiny miniature scene.
Oh, cute.
It's also the cover is also handmade paper. Yeah, you can have a look. Pretty cute.
That's so sweet. Oh my goodness.
It's really small.
Oh, I love it. That's such a good way of, because I guess when you're that small, and if you made it like have a spine bind, then you'd like lose so much information because it's so teeny weeny. But if you can fold it all the way out, then you can see everything. That's so good.
I guess that's why I did it. And the black cat scene I'm working on, I'm trying to make black paper.
Oh, yeah.
Start the paper process by ripping paper and soaking it.
Yeah.
And I hope that this will just be really black paper. I wanted to show you some of the
Yeah,
scenes
go for
that I'm really excited about at the moment. This one, I actually got that one at the Sticky Institute.
Oh,
I
wow.
don't know really much about the artist, but they're called Carolyn Hawkins, and I think it's a Riso printed scene about, I don't know, an ending of a relationship, and they're trying to find, looking through an old Pink Floyd music video and trying to find the places in a city, and but the like, I love the colors, I love the handwritten, I love the textures on the illustrations. It's just like, this is really inspiring. This is this is making me want to do a scene with Riso.
Yeah.
All the time when I see Riso print, I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
have to do that at some point. But this is really, there are so many things about this one that I really love. And then I also discovered this artist recently in Sydney. Her name is Adrienne Proud, or her Instagram is Cozy Small. And in this scene, she's only been working with like, what's it called, ballpoint.
Yeah. Oh, that's so nice.
And it's just so good. Yeah, I really like her style.
Wow.
And then this one, I thought this would be a good recommendation for the spooky theme. It's called Spores, and it's really, really chunky actually. It's mostly a story. There are some occasional drawings in there. I won't spoil too much, but if you know The Last of Us, it's kind of like those vibes. Yeah, that was really cool. Good Halloween read. And then this one, I don't like. That's the thing again. Is this a scene or a little art book, or can we just be happy about it and not give it a name? It's a little book slash scene that I got from Cockatoo Comics here in Sydney, and it's just really fucking weird. Am I allowed to swear? Well,
go for it.
Well, it's super surreal, and it's like drawn with you know, alcohol-based markers.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I would like to get better at.
Yeah.
Myself, it's just really, I like the old style of it as well. Kind of like, I don't know. I guess also because I'm myself, I'm doing mostly like illustration based scenes. I haven't found a good way of like making a narrative of a like a story yet, but that's my goal. Like, I want to do that at some point, or maybe try and collaborate with someone who can write a story and I can do the images.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, there are so many ideas. Not enough time. And maybe I want to try, like, I want to do lino cut. I want to do risograph, as we talked about. I want to paint on my handmade paper. I haven't really done that a lot.
Okay.
Because my go-to is watercolor. Though I haven't really done a lot of that here since I moved. Maybe because it's drying so quickly in the environment. I don't know. But I want to do more gouache, and I sold some of my handmade paper at one of these art markets, and someone came in. They were like, "I'm gonna try and paint gouache on your paper." That's a brilliant idea. I don't know why I haven't thought of that. So I think if I could somehow make scenes with handmade paper and maybe just a little bit of painting. I know it's also really hard to, make scenes that are not too time consuming if you want to make more and you want to sell them at a fair price, but also a price that people will afford. Like hand painting all the covers, that's gonna be too expensive. And the problem is for me at least, because I don't really have like a good printer or anything. I don't really have the guillotines and all the tools. I mostly have I bind books as well. So
Yeah.
I'm like more into all the handmade kind of aspects of scenes than the
Yeah.
photocopying and digitalizing the thing, which it's also time consuming. But all the things are. It's more like sticking
Which
with
one you
one
can
idea
get?
and then
Yeah.
doing the whole process of all the things, fulfilling that one, and then you can do the next one. It's it can be tricky.
Yeah. But what have zines done for you personally?
I think scenes have made me very inspired to create and to spend time with physical art instead of scrolling on Instagram. It's been really great for that. I've been when I'm eating my breakfast, I used to just like scroll on Instagram, and now I'm trying to like pick a scene from my little collection and read that instead. And it's also found me um, I don't know, or given me a lot of, I don't know if I can call it courage, but like it's like, okay, I see someone doing this and it's a simple idea and they just did it. Like, come on, Maya, you can do that as well. You can make scenes. You can just like, it doesn't have to be perfect. I think that's really one of the biggest strengths about scenes, that you do it yourself and there's no one to tell you that this is not a good enough idea. You can have the most niche topic in the world and people are still gonna love it. Whereas if it was like a book to be published, people would probably gonna be like, no, you can't just do a book about bugs and spoons. Who's gonna read it?
The crossover potential.
But with scenes, you can absolutely do that, and I think that's really wonderful, to allow your weirdest little ideas to become real. And yeah, having something analog to do with your hands, I think I really enjoy that. And also I really like swapping scenes. I really like just getting what everyone else is doing and giving my scenes out to someone else, and just building a little library of different artists and styles and stories. And yeah. Oh, I forgot to show you something. I've been working on something else.
Yeah.
Marbled paper.
Oh, wow.
Originally, I wanted to include this in my Halloween Halloween scene, but I couldn't really find a way to do that. But I'm planning to sell some of these marbled papers at the Spooktacular Scene Fair.
Beautiful. Ah, amazing. Perfect.
Yeah, just wanted to show you that.
Thank you so much. It was lovely to meet you, and I think it's about to end. But yeah, good luck. Good luck with all your ideas. I hope some of them get done.
You too, and good luck with the Halloween Scene Fair. I'm sorry I can't be there.
Yeah, that was Maja Pedersen. How are those marbled papers made? They look pretty cool. Um, yeah, so that wraps up the video. Um, I'm gonna look back at Hallozeve Instagram. Just give you an idea of who you're gonna see. Out of the interviews we had today, Liz, Charli, Anna, they'll be at Halloween tomorrow, I believe, as well as Alex, who performed all those interviews, and who else? This lovely gentleman. I will be selling the junk mail for the Cursed Object Warehouse. Dynamo. I'm just gonna go quick with these. I think I bought that one last year. Be Weird makes lovely Animal Crossing stickers. They do a lucky dip. I got a Graham one last time. This is the ad for the workshops. Spam fried sandwich. Oh, that's lovely. Death Note fanzine. Just W has pulled out Helen Joymon. A lovely. Oh, there's Bronna the cat. They posted their upcoming stuff. Is lovely. Bo Parsons, who did the Lily Tivis zine, as seen in the swap box. Grim. Jack, Arkham Jack, who did the poster for this year, as well as all the things you find around my little screen here. They'll be there. Betatron has pulled out. That's something else. These are the swaps. I'm just gonna go with the artists. Let's skip. There's the Doug box I was talking about. So you'll see a free Doug box scene. All submissions were submitted via that. Look at this guy. That was the first submission. Just put it straight in there, and then they're all collected and put into a zine. That's not important. Look at these gold prints. They're lovely. They're inspiring. They're way shinier in real life. But you'll see some of those being sold tomorrow. Yep. Dog box again. Ghost Train. These were in the swaps. Titivilis. That's the one I was trying to remember. That's dog box being cut out. Shiny. This is again a lot shinier in person. That's how to get there. Maybe you might want to know about that. Yep. That's the swaps again. Oh yeah, let's look at this. What's hot this Hallozine? Bringing change smaller than a 50. That's hot. A bag to carry home all your zines. That's hot. Staying home if you've got COVID. I believe one of those cancellations is to do with that. Masks. That's hot. So there's going to be so many people there, and we're all going to be walking around. Buying the zine that you read cover to cover at the zine maker's table. That's hot. You do that and you just put it down and you walk away. Yeah, go to hell. And you have room to put your own in. That's what Matt Preston again. Dream Pulse, Remy. They'll be tabling. They do so many of these little guide to cryptids. First time I met them, I was like, have you heard of Hallozine? Hello Dance, the ultimate nostalgic 80s mixtape. So, that's the kind of things you'll see tomorrow. Along with a lot of other stuff, of course. And that's been Hallozeve. The thing about doing it live and not having a big fat video is that we don't have credits, and I have not written things down. Thank you to all our interviewees, Liz, Charli, BluRaven, Anna, Maja. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Seb is in the chat. Thanks. If you heard any kazoo during this video, that was Audrey. Thanks to her. Thanks to Sticky, of course. Thanks to Mission to Seafarers. Thanks to the city of Melbourne. Zine Spectacular in Sydney. What do you reckon? Are those rivals, or we're just gonna be happy about being in Melbourne rather than Sydney? Yeah, that's all. Goodbye. I don't have a goodbye song or anything. Let's end with this video of the dog box being torn up. I could have just played this while I did my goodbyes. So thank you. We'll see you there. Bring change. Bring something to drink, something to snack on. Bring... I think that's all you need. Bring change. Most people will have cards. Yeah, save your money for the people who don't have the square readers, etc. Gonna keep talking while this video plays. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming if you do. It's not too late to submit to next year's video. So next year is the 10th. The tentative theme is decade, as in decade, but also as in decay. Yeah, just submit whatever you want to hallozeen@gmail.com, and then when we start preparing next year, there'll be a whole bunch of stuff. Let's see if I can find... I could play some of that kazoo if I remember which video it is in front of. I don't think we can. There we go. If you see this tomorrow, they'll be handing out zines. What a good pinata. Look at that. That's amazing, isn't it? Lovely. Alright, that's enough. That's enough for that. Thank you. Good night. Everyone go to bed. Rest well. Don't let bugs bite. I've been asked to finish by singing the Doors Plus song. Okay. Doors Plus, Doors Plus. Doors Plus, no fuss. Happy Halloween! Happy Halloween! See you all tomorrow. Maybe I won't see you till next year, because I'm on the Halloween video ghost.